Hello, everyone. This is Andrew and Max from Overnight Finance, and this is 7/11, July 11th, and it's our weekly AMA with the founder, Max Ermilov. Hey, Max, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Doing good as well. We've got a bunch of very exciting news in the last week, and I can't wait to make a recap of what has gone during this amazing week. So, shall we get started?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. All right. Well, first of all, I want to say hi to our subscribers and to the members of our community. Hey, guys, hope you're doing well. And whenever as always, whenever you have a question, just drop it in our chat or raise a hand, and we'll get you up on the stage. I know it's July 11. It's a lot of folks are on their vacation somewhere on Bahamas, hopefully, so it's not a huge participation this time. But guys, this is recorded, so whenever you have a chance, make sure to watch it, as we've got a bunch of cool stuff happened last week. All right, so the first one is the big one, and it's embarking into the mysteries of the red triangle. Red triangle stands for Avalanche. We finally entered Avalanche, guys, and this is amazing, exciting milestone for us as a team. The team is it's the builders team. Like the team delivers something like every single week, and this was a big one. We've teased this frequently, but at last we've officially deployed on Avalanche, and users can now mint USD Plus on the chain. In addition, USD Plus can be traded on Trader Joe, and the selected liquidity thus far is for the USD Plus and USDC liquidity pool. Our arbitrage bots have been deployed already on the DEX as well to ensure a stringent pack via the usual minting and redemption mechanism. And we always disclose it. Our arbitrage bots start working on predefined parameters for the range of 0.9986 to 10014. So it's minus 14 like thousandths and plus 14,000. So our arbitrage bots start working there to maintain the back. Max, share your feelings. What do you think about all this? And yeah, this is an exciting event for the team and for our community. So tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think going to another chain is a big is a big step. So we have because it's kind of before that we were only on Polygon. Now we are on two chains, including Avalanche. Avalanche is a big one. Is a high profile chain. So it's kind of a new quality. So we were mono-chain, and now we are kind of multi-chain. So it's a big deal. Although I do have to say that the most interesting things are still to come in Avalanche. Once we start partnering with local dexes, we start promoting USD Plus like we've been doing so with Dystopian Penrose. I think that's gonna be really big news on AVAX in that respect. But the change in quality and the fact that we were invited by the Hybrid Finance and we have new people coming over, all that is just amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing indeed. And we had a wonderful AMA on the House of Obsidian, where we've seen like over 100 people tuning in, listening to us. And and you invited Simsala, and he joined and stole the show as always, as he always does.
I think he made it more entertaining for everyone and more useful. I think these guys are going to cooperate also with Hybrid Finance and obviously cooperate with us. So I think that was very useful.
Yeah, definitely. So Max, these are exciting news. So what happens next? What's next for Avalanche and USD Plus? So what are the plans the team has in terms of development and partnerships?
Yeah, I think there are new DEXs coming over. In particular, Hexagon is going to get launched, and that's the balances fork. And we would love to kind of cooperate with them when they launch. We're also talking to guys like Platypus. It's going to take a while to get listed there. And a few reward aggregators on top of them, in particular Vector and Echidna. We're actually going to have an AMA tomorrow with Echidna, which I'm very much looking forward to. So yeah, it's the same kind of playbook. So we kind of partner with exchanges, establish liquidity for USD Plus, and once the liquidity gets established, things start moving. I of course very much hope that Dystopia Penrose will also go to Avalanche. But there are no fixed plans for that yet. We need to. I guess we will speak about Corn a little bit later. But yeah, the big one will be when Penrose and Dystopia decide to come to AVAX as well.
Yeah. Any specific plans? I know that we've been talking with Yeti Finance, and it's already like quite an established name, even though they have recently launched. Any specific plans for Yeti?
Yeah, I think we need to establish more liquidity for USD Plus. So kind of just like with any other lending protocol, these guys lend when they're sure they can sell the asset. And for this, there should be kind of meaningful trading volumes across various dexes on AVAX. Then they would be able to take the collateral. So I think we are maintaining good relationship and we like each other a lot. And we need to kind of grow USD Plus on AVAX before that's going to be possible.
Got it. Nice. So yeah, just to conclude that, guys, we are on Avalanche. This is a huge milestone for us, and we're going to find new opportunities for USD Plus to have higher APYs. If you haven't tried that out, try minting USD Plus on Avalanche and hold it in your wallet. You'll see its magic on Avalanche network. These are two different USD Pluses, and they will have different APYs, just so that you know. So it's not exactly the same due to the fact, and people who are already with us, they know that that we are looking and we are searching for strategies which generate yields, and strategies which we use on Polygon are different from the strategies which we use on Avalanche. The approach is the same: low risk and the lowest possible risk, but the platforms where we deploy the capital are different. So that is the APY, just so that you understand that these are two different USD pluses. Another news is moving from Balancer to Synapse. Previously, all stablecoin swaps were routed through Balancer. This had a drawback of high slippage between trades. Back in the days when Balancer had high pools, we didn't have such slippage problems. But recently, the pool was decreased, and we had to find better opportunities for stablecoin swaps. And many people from our community ask this question: hey, why why two values, the oracle value and the liquidation value on our DApp, are so drastically different? And we had to explain that, well, like, what is the liquidation value? And it's basically the value of assets, assuming 100% of the portfolio is redeemed, and why there is a gap. Now, when we move to Synapse, this gap significantly reduced because the liquidity pool on Synapse is way larger. Max, can you just remind the history of those moves, and what was on Balancer and what happened then, and what is currently going on in Synapse?
Yeah, Balancer used to have by far the largest pool, stable to stable pool, and that used to be the most efficient way to change stables. But then they found some sort of bug on Balancer, and they announced it on their website very, very quietly. Actually, you really need, you cannot Google for it. You really need to go to the pool, and there will be disclosure. So it's very well hidden. But basically, they're saying there is a bug in that pool, and that's why funds can be compromised. And because funds can be compromised, it's a lot of liquidity left Balancer, and the pool, which used to be 100 million, suddenly became kind of first 5, then 2, then 1 million, and it became extremely high slippage way to change stables. and it was becoming prohibitively expensive to do that on balancer. So what we did is we actually developed a solution which it just turns out that Synapse is so efficient, but it's going to look where best to change stables in a specific point in time. And so I think at the moment everything below 100,000 will go via Synapse, and everything above 100,000 will go via Curve. So this way we are able to change stables more efficiently with less slippage. But yes, that was very important to do that, because the risk, the delta between mark-to-market and liquidation value, which many of you observed, was really significant. And we were afraid that if there is a large withdrawal, that could kind of cause significant losses. And we're very careful with that. Now everything is fine, and it's much easier for us. So yeah, that was a very, very important way to de-risk our portfolio and reduce costs and risk.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I'm dropping in chat a link where you can find net asset value and liquidation value. And I just dropped a screenshot indicating that the liquidation value for the full amount of our TVL just is let me do the math real quick. It's about $400 less than net asset value, like on 2 million plus TVL. So it's a pretty good KPI. Previously, with Balancer, it was like the gap was 200,000. So it was a pretty significant gap. So we're really happy that now we're not exposed to this high slippage cost. All right, moving on. Max, the next one in our agenda is the Yield Farmers Digest. So it's just a list of key pools, Gosh pools, where you can have higher APYs. But before we move to that, I see that we got questions from our community. What is the reason behind having different APYs for different stable coins? Are you talking about different stable coins, different USD pluses, or different stable coins at all? I would assume different stable coins on different different USD pluses on different chains.
Yeah, I think that's you want to answer it, or would you like me to answer it?
Yeah, Max, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think USD plus is kind of the same on every chain, because it's always $1. It's one USDC which pays you yield via daily rebase. But the thing is, collateral on every chain is different. So we do not promise you specific yield like Anchor used to do for UST. So every time the yield which USD Plus pays is the yield it earns from investing in collateral. That's why the collateral which is supporting USD Plus is different on every chain. You can look into stats and you can see that the portfolio which constitutes USD Plus on every chain is different. And that is, and rates actually, it turns out that rates and rewards on every chain are different. That is why USD Plus earns different amount of yield.
Sorry, Max. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so and that is why, because USD Plus earns differently on different chains, it pays differently on different chains.
Yeah, this makes total sense. I hope that answers the question. Yeah, understood. Your answer makes sense. Thanks. Ranger is asking, are there any talks with projects in the AVAX for using USD Plus for LP, which would further help better AVAX adoption?
Yeah, so we are trying to speak to a number of projects, and we actually very open to any ideas. Whoever wants to LP with USD Plus, we are super interested in that, and would be very interested to talk to anyone who is potentially interested. We are talking to a number of guys, and the fact that a lot of projects on Polygon have chosen to partner with USD Plus and pair against USD Plus for obvious reasons, for obvious benefits. It has been very, very helpful. People now understand that when you provide your own liquidity into the DEX, it's much better that it works and it's earning yield. And also, people realize that when you pay against USD Plus is appreciating. It's a stable asset, but it's also appreciating asset. So that puts upward pressure, appreciation pressure on the partner token. So these two things are very kind of convincing value proposition. But we need obviously to grow on AVAX a little bit more before people realize all the benefits. Because at the moment, I think on Dystopia, Polygon, more or less, like a lot of people understand USD Plus. They see liquidity, relatively deep liquidity, a lot of trading pairs, and it's kind of natural for them to think that it's a good idea to partner with USD Plus. On AVAX, people still need to learn about us more before we kind of become the standard.
Yeah, definitely hope that answers your question. And the next one is about the most profitable pools currently out there. So if you're seeking yields on stable to stable pools with minimal impermanent loss, then USD Plus and USDC Gosh pools on Polygon is the best. Currently, it's yielding, and let me check it live. It is yielding 13 to 21% on Dystopia, depending on how many VDs you vote for this pool. And if you're looking, if you're open to more impermanent loss risks, then you might want to look at Vmatic USD Plus. And currently, it has 49 to 111% APRs. And I'm dropping all that in our chat as well, so that you guys see along with the link. So basically, if you want to earn more with USD Plus, you just go on Dystopia and you provide liquidity for those pools.
Yeah, it's also a good idea if you don't have votes on Dystopia. It's a good idea to do that via Penrose. And USD Plus USDC on Penrose is currently yielding 16%, and you don't need votes. One thing I actually want to note is that USD Plus, Dystopia changed voting rules, and in particular, USDC USDT pair and USDC DAI pairs have got 0 votes now. What happens, and so the yields for those two pairs are very, very low. There's still liquidity in there. Why? Because Penrose follows the rule that for 1 week, the delay rewards by 1 week, so they're still paying the rewards from the week before. And as of Thursday, I think those pools will essentially lose all the rewards, all the yield on Penrose. And so it's going to be like the best time to start reallocating your, if you hold any LPs on Dystopian USDC, USDT, and USDC DAI, it will be perfect time to start reallocating into USD Plus USDC.
Yeah, guys, do we need to talk more about that at all? Because holding USD Plus is one thing, but actually getting a higher APR on that is another. Like, it's like the next level of earning in DeFi. So if you want us to talk more about that, just give us throw a question and we'll try to explain it more. In the meantime, I dropped in our chat exactly two screenshots USDC DAI, and you can see that the APRs there are 1 to 2%. Remember, as opposed to APRs on USD Plus USDC 13 to 21%. It's a whopping 13 to 21%, like compared to 1% on USDC DAI. And again, USDC USDT 0 to 1% APR, right? Again, Max just mentioned that the votes are not there, and this is the reason why USD Plus is the best stable to stable liquidity pair to provide liquidity on Dystopia.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Let me see what's in our agenda for the next one. Oh, the most fun part, guys, and it's something that we're really proud of. It's something that we're not announcing just yet, but are we just want to mention for our community. It's called X, not ETF, but
TS.
uh, you cut off for a second.
ETS.
ETS. Yeah, and what it stands for?
Exchange Traded Strategy.
Guys, we are working as a team on an extremely exciting product, which is called Exchange Traded Strategy. So basically, what it is. So if you don't want, you see, there's this pool, VMatic USDC, and it provides like an absolutely stunning 49 to 111%. But let's assume you don't want to be exposed to price fluctuations of VMatic, especially on a bear market. So what you can do is you can actually borrow Matic on Aave. To do that, you have to go on Aave, you have to provide USDC, and you can borrow VMatic. There are details that you have to maintain a health factor of 1.5 in order to not be liquidated by Aave. But once you do that, you have Matic, which is lent, and as long as you return the same amount of Matic back, you don't care about the price of Matic. If it drops 100%, 50%, whatever, right? I mean, like there are nuances. You have to maintain the pretty high health factor of 1.5, and in order to do that, you have to be there on Aave and constantly look at like how would like at your health factor. And right now I'm just giving you a screenshot of my current position on Aave. My health factor is 162. So you borrow your Matic on Aave, and then you swap it to VMatic, and you could go to Dystopia, provide liquidity on Dystopia, and you can either stake it on Dystopia or you can stake it on Penrose, and you can see those rewards. In my recent Twitter thread, I explained that there are actually 13 different steps for you to make it happen. And what Overnight Team is doing, Overnight Team is creating an interface, a product where you can just provide USD Plus with one click, and everything will be done for you. Smart contract will go on Aave, will provide USDC as collateral, will borrow Matic, will swap Matic to VMatic, will then create a pair of USD Plus and VMatic, and will stake it on Penrose, all in one action. But it's not only that. Every 24 hours, the strategy checks the health factor for you to make sure it maintains 1.5. And if it's not 1.5, it rebalances your portfolio. So basically it just sells. However, like you need to sell, like if you need to sell Matic, or if you need to sell USD Plus, so it just auto rebalances itself, which is just crazy, right? And not only that, what happens next is then every day this strategy auto compounds the rewards, right? As a result of high APRs on Penrose, you will receive pretty high rewards there. But what you want to do is you want to probably put it back in the pool so that you get more and more rewards. So you compound the APYs, those those rewards. So doing that manually will require you to go through the all those 13 steps, but the strategy does all of that for you. So this is the product which we are testing with our Plus Core community currently, a very limited number of people, and they are so far really excited about this opportunity. All of us are invested in this strategy and we're testing it up, and soon we're going to release it for, again, it's going to be like a closed beta, and you will get an opportunity to test it as well, right? But we just want to make sure that the interface is polished, nothing is everything is working as intended, and the APRs and APYs are there, and all the disclaimers are there, right? It's also important that you have to understand that it's not a risk-free strategy. There are still, even though you borrow Matic, there's still options where you can have an impermanent loss. Of course, like way lower than if you wouldn't borrow Matic, but it's still a possibility, and you can have a negative rebase as a result of a day. So yeah, I'll pause here for a second. Max, do you want to add more to that?
No, I just don't want to add much. I'm just excited myself about. We used to call it hedge strategies, but we now call this product ETS, exchange traded strategy, and we are super excited by the first user feedback. What I find the most amazing is that we gave the password to check out the strategy, I think to 6 or 7 people, like core members of our community, known as Core Plus, and now we have 15 users. I have to say. So we start feeling some viral effect that somehow the passwords to the alpha version have been spreading, which I find, probably one of the best elements of this feedback so far. If people kind of bother to share passwords and recommend the strategy to other people to try to test it out, I think it's really cool. It's a testament to how product is getting traction. So thanks for that, and really appreciate the first feedback. We can't wait to make the product available actually to the wider audience. But if some further work is required before it's ready for the wide audience.
Yeah. Max, do you mind if I share a screenshot with the current view? Like it's a limited APY, TVL investors. It's actually 16 investors already there.
16. Let's try again. Yeah.
Right. I'm sharing with you guys here in this chat. It will be archived, so no problem. I don't have problems with that. Just giving you a sneak peek. We've tested the designs with you. So our designer Ilyana and our head of product Maxime Lafe already tested the designs with you. So thanks for the feedback. Really appreciate it. And we're polishing it up further. So yeah. Guys, it's gonna be it's gonna be a blast, putting together 13 steps in one and just kind of making me like, it lets me not do all those 13 steps again and again, and it helps me not go on this ave and every day or every 5 hours, especially during this bear market. It's just mind-blowing. And yeah, thanks Ethan. Thanks everyone who's just firing this up. Really appreciate it. It's already 16 people. If you have any ideas of how to spread the word out, like about that, just drop them in chat or just reach out to me, and I'll happily talk with you. So yeah, these are the news. It's in tested. It's in tests, and you can see the APY is 152, literally 152. It's already after all the commission which we have. So this product will have a commission. Code custard.
Yeah, I have to say, Andrew, this 152, I believe, is not sustainable because a lot of it has to do with the fact that Vmatic USD Plus pool is still relatively small versus the votes. And so as more money comes in, this will, of course, go down. And also, I think, because PAN went up recently, there was like a nice boost to the profits over there. But, we want this product to sustainably yield 20%. It's quasi-stable yield, so a negative rebase is possible in this product, so it's riskier than USD Plus. But we believe that if you hold it, for weeks and days, not just for one day, but for weeks or maybe months, you should be expecting 20-25% APY. That's where we're targeting this product.
Yeah, yeah,
Almost stable yield in that respect.
yeah, definitely. Um, so yeah, stay tuned and we'll share with you guys. We'll find a way how we can share with you the link. And it's currently not available publicly. So unfortunately, code custard, we cannot share the link with you right now. So just for just a very limited, like really 5 people who managed to leak it to another 10, you know. But yeah, it's in test, it's in alpha. We cannot release it just yet, but we're targeting next week. So
Because there are still some issues with the front end. There are still a few, not the level of disclosure of information which we have at USD Plus. So we actually see that there will be a ton of questions asked, and people will be getting kind of wrong idea about this product if we release it too early. So at the moment, why it's released to so few people is just because we are getting very extensive feedback from this group, and we're engaging kind of very deeply in terms of how to improve the product and what needs to be done better. And so once we kind of address those points, like once almost all kind of obvious questions are addressed, then we will be kind of gradually releasing this to the wider audience. But stay tuned. I think, while so small, it's using 150, but the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks after it's launched, are going to be massively profitable. So stay tuned to that.
yeah, 100%. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Do you want to jump on the stage and ask your question? There is this unique opportunity. Max is here and happy to answer your questions. Of course, drop questions in chat, and I'm reading all of it. But if you have anything you'd like to personally ask Max, feel free to raise your hand. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do next is we're going to introduce a new section. Oh, hold on. There's a question. Would this be implemented for both AVAX and Polygon?
On AVAX, it's going to be implemented on Binance for sure. On AVAX, we still need to think because we need a partner like Dystopia, who we are partnering with, and Penrose, who we are partnering with on Polygon and Binance, to produce this product in an attractive manner. So for AVAX, we will eventually introduce this product over there too, but it's not immediate.
Yeah. CryptoFit, thanks a lot. I just love all things overnight. Thank you. ETA, code custard, ETA for Binance. So we're planning
August 1st.
Yeah, we're planning to launch August 1st on Binance. This product, I'm not sure if it's going to be available August 1st. So use the
No, Andrew, we want to launch it at the same time.
No, I mean,
So
this product is
always, yeah, these things, they always kind of happen. There could be delays, and some things might, because we're not alone in this, and we depend on the partners. But at the moment, the idea is that Cone, which is kind of the Dystopia's equivalent on Binance, will launch on August 1st. We will launch together with them, and we try to launch this product, so kind of the ETS strategy, the same day USD Plus is launched on Binance and Cone is launched on Binance. So we try to make it concurrent. Then many things can happen, but so far that's the plan.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, and that is the last section for today, and it's a new section. We've never had it before, but we thought that it's pretty interesting because, like, moving forward, you guys want to know where the money, like the collateral, is deployed. So we introduced a new section in our weekly report where we make a comparison, like a week to week comparison between two different portfolios. Last week portfolio and this week portfolio. And the biggest change this time is we decreased the share of Dodo. Actually, currently we don't have hold on. We decreased the share of Penrose USDC DAI on Penrose, and we introduced Synapse. Yeah, Synapse for 39.9%. Synapse USDC. Max, can you comment on this change? Why did it happen? And yeah, any comments on that?
Yeah, I think it's basically we gradually need to move away from USDT, and USDC DAI on Dystopia and Penrose. We need to move away to other sources of yield. Why? Because the votes for USDT, and USDC DAI are gone, and so actually those pools will stop receiving rewards on Penrose. They already don't receive any rewards, more or less, on Dystopia. And so starting Wednesday, they won't receive any more rewards on Penrose. So basically, it's time to move away. If you guys, by the way, have any ideas about which pools we should be considering, please tell us in the chat. At the moment, we are looking at the Stargate. We are looking at Synapse is showing good yields. Who else? So we might be kind of increasing the exposure to Dodo, but it's summer and reward programs are disappearing. So actually, there's not so much new sources of yield available on Polygon. The best by far is USDC, USD Plus, but generally, yes, not so much yield sources. So we're open to all sorts of suggestions at the moment.
Max,
yeah,
I just wonder if can we put collateral in USDC USD Plus?
Our own collateral
Yeah.
into ourselves. Yeah. We are thinking about this, actually. We are thinking about this because that's actually one of the best yield sources. So, but nothing should be preventing us from doing this. If you look at, for example, what DAI is doing, they actually invest a lot into their own pools, like DAI USDC and stuff like that. That's one of the best trades you can only make at the moment. But yeah, it's yeah, that's
that's an option.
That's an option. Yeah.
And guys,
it's a little bit early to do that because we don't want to scare people away.
Yeah.
Not everyone understands how that works and might feel a little strange for people. Although there is nothing strange with this, and this is kind of I think good practice. But I just don't want this to give the wrong image at this point in time.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, we thought that it's important to introduce this section in this AMA because you know us, we are about transparency. You can ask us anything, and we are here to answer. Max is the founder of this company, and he's the ultimate holder of the knowledge, and he answers everything. We've never seen a question where he avoided it. So, and this is a very important question for you, for USD Plus holders. Where the collateral is going, why those strategies? And we think of our audience of you guys, of holders, as a very sophisticated audience, or very sophisticated DeFi users. So you can question us, you can ask questions, and you can challenge the choices, right? And this is how, and you can offer better options, right? Because our like, what are we trying to achieve here? We're trying to find extremely reliable DEX with extremely reliable stable to stable pair or lending opportunity, like lending on Synapse, right? So this is what we do with the collateral. And if you find something that you don't understand or don't agree with, just let us know and challenge it. And so this section will be standing. It's going to be like every week we're going to discuss the changes, and you have the full right to ask questions, challenge, or make your proposals. Yeah. Anything to add, Max?
No, it's but also the data is kind of is disclosed online. So it's important that you know that at any point in time where your money is. So you can always go to the DApp, and in the DApp section, there is this subcategory called stats. You go in there, and online, it's not just where your money is, but it's also the value of the positions. So like USDT Oracle will fluctuate around 1. The values over there will fluctuate. So you will at any point in time, you will know what is going on.
Yeah, 100%. Mood 8 is asking when governance token. So we were planning to do it, and we were advertising it for some time, teasing it for some time. But unfortunately, the crypto winter came, and we just understand that doing it now just devaluates the value of the token. So it's not the right time for governance token. We have the governance system in place already, so everything is ready for you guys to own the token and to start like the governance, but it's just not happening right now. And we would like to give like some ETAs, maybe after the situation changes, when we start growing, when crypto world starts growing, this will be the right time.
Yeah, we will review this question September, October. So at the moment, the plan is that we will raise another VC round sometime in autumn. If the funding conditions are such that it's still not possible, then October, November, we will do the token sale. But only if we don't raise the VC round before that. Ideally, we want to raise VC round, grow bigger, reach 30 million TVL, 30, across multiple chains, of which I hope, at least 3, 4, 5 million in the ETS, so the hedged strategies. And then do the token sale, because then it's going to be kind of massive. Then it's going to be big. And that's why the value of the token will be significant. Until then, I think, if we issue it right now, then, it just will not sell too highly. One of our investors is Brian Tubergen. He's the co-founder of CoinList. And we talked with CoinList multiple times about the token issue. So basically, the criteria is 30 million TVL and about 6,000 to 7,000, active community members in our Discord. So as soon as we are there, I think we'll try and go for the ICO with CoinList. But before that, only if you have to.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. In our general chat, someone shows dystopia swap where someone tries to swap USDC to USD plus, and the numbers are different, and says, "Hey, why it's not 1-to-1?" If for you guys it's not clear, I mean, not like we didn't make it clear, you want always to go to overnight DApp and swap it there. On our DApp, it's always 1-to-1. It is like extremely important. Like if you swap elsewhere, you will have those small discrepancies. On our DApp, it's always 1-to-1 by default, by definition. All right, guys. I guess we need to conclude this AMA today, everyone. We've covered everything pretty much. Max is, as always, in chat, and we're always available on our Discord. Just tag us if you have any questions. We've got more exciting news to come. Tomorrow is the AMA with Echidna, so make sure to tune in and be there with us and support us there. We'll add an event. An event. Oh, it's already. I think no, it's not added yet. We'll add an event, and yeah, happy. We'll be happy to see you there. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks everyone, and see you next week on our upcoming.